Hi, Ansh. Okay, we'll start new topic that is current and its effects. Okay, that we can cover. So previously we covered that optics, that is a light, geometrical optics, reflection, refraction, dispersion, scattering of light. So that part we covered, and today's video we covered, or we'll start a new topic that is current. So before getting into the current, what is a charge? So here current is nothing but related to charge. So first we'll getting into what is a charge. So charge is related to the property of matter, and it is related to the number of electrons in a given matter. So every matter is made up of atoms. Every atom is consisting of the elementary particles, electron, proton and neutron, isn't it? So for this, electrons has negative charge, and protons has positive charge, and neutrons has no charge. So depends upon this number of protons and electrons in the given matter, the matter can has maybe positive or negative charge. So that means it is a property of the matter where the excess or deficiency of electrons are present in that matter. We can call that matter has some charge. So charge is related to the number of electrons in a given matter. So excess of electrons or deficiency of electrons in a given matter is called as a charge, right? So it is a inherent property. It is a property or inherent property of matter by which, or in that matter, we can have excess or deficiency of electrons is called as a charge, right? So here charge is, it is a the inherent property of matter, where excess or deficiency of electrons, is called charge, right? So this is the basic observation or understanding related to the what is a charge, right? It is a property of matter. So what is that property? Excess or deficiency of electrons in that matter, we can get a property of the matter which is named as a charge. So here we can have the types of charges. So types of charge. So based on this, we can have the two types. One is positive charge, another one is negative charge. Positive charge means there you can be having the deficiency of electrons. And negative charge is excess of electrons. Is positive charge, that is deficiency, and negative charge, it is excess, correct? Compared to the protons, more number of electrons are there, that is called negative charge. Compared to the electrons, protons are dominated, or it is more number of protons than electrons, that is called positive. So here positive and negative charge for any given matter is related to the number of electrons in that matter, maybe excess or deficiency, right? So now here this is what you can be having, types of charge. Okay, what is charge? What are the types of charges we have? That is a positive charge and negative charge. And here properties of charge, which is important. Properties of charge. So what are the properties possessed by this any charge? So in this, the first one you can be say, charge is a additive in nature, and where that additive nature gives you, or it can be provides a property which is called or which can be having a property called scalar quantity. It has a no direction. It has only numerical value. So charge is measured with a unit of coulomb. The S unit of charge is coulomb, right? So here we can use a charge unit. So unit or SI unit, unit of charge or SI unit of charge, SI unit of charge. So in SI system, it is coulomb. It is coulomb. Name of the scientist, and symbol is capital C. It is represented by capital C, right? So here in properties of charge, I can give you the first one is charge is additive in nature. Charge is additive in nature. What it represents? Additive in nature represent what? So this property states that for any given matter, if you are given the charge is a different amount of charge you are given, what is the net charge on that object? That will be gives you the algebraic sum of all the charges provided for that matter. You can get the net charge. That is how you can get algebraic sum, means addition of all the charges. So it is called as additive in nature. Suppose you have a matter, that matter gives you 2-3 charges are provided. Let it be you have an object. For that object we are giving some minus 10 microcoulombs and 5 microcoulombs and 6 microcoulombs and minus 2 microcoulombs, and it is given, let it be, it is a 7 microcoulombs. So these are the 5 charges given to an object. Minus 10 microcoulombs, 5 microcoulombs, 6 microcoulombs. Micro means 10 power minus 6. It is very the charges are measured in very lower values. Millicoulomb, microcoulomb, milli 10 power minus 3, micro 10 power minus 6, nano 10 power minus 9. So very low values of coulombs. So that is minus 10 microcoulombs are given, 5 microcoulombs are given, 6 microcoulombs are given, minus 2 microcoulombs are given, and also 7 microcoulombs. So these 5 charges are given to an object. Then what is the charge on that object? What is the net charge on that object? Just make these 5 charges to be added algebraically. That means here net charge is equal to, you can add here minus 10 plus 5 plus 6 minus 2 plus 7. So you can make it add algebraically. Here minus 10 minus 2 minus 12. Here plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. So it is plus 5 plus 6 11. 11 plus 7 18. So you will get here minus 12 plus 18. Then plus 18 minus 12, it will be 6. So it is 6 microcoulombs. So the given object is a positive charged body having a charge of 6 microcoulombs. It is a positive. It is given negative also. But what is the net charge on that matter? The net charge is given by here, it is plus positive 6 microcoulombs are present over that given object. That object is provided these 5 charges. So here what we did for these 5 charges, we made them added algebraically. So here it is additive in nature. Additive means adding all the charges. The net charge can be obtained for that object, right? So this property is called as additive in nature. Whenever the number of charges are provided for the given object, that net charge on that object will be just make them to add algebraically. Then you can get the net charge over that object, right? So that is what we have here. It is the first property of charge, which is what is charge is additive in nature. Charge is additive in nature. So which represents we can add all the charges given to that object algebraically. That is the meaning of this statement, right? This is the first property of charge. Now, based on this additive nature for the charge has no direction. It has only value. That is minus 10 or plus 10 or 5 or 6 or whatever. Only value is there. But this direction does not possess by this. So it is a scalar physical quantity. Charge is a scalar physical quantity. It has no direction. Only value is existing. Right? So now from this first property, we can get an information that charge is scalar quantity, correct? So from this only we can get from the first property itself we can get what you get, charge is scalar. It is not a property, it is under this first property only you can get this information. Charge is scalar quantity. Scalar quantity means has only magnitude, that is value, magnitude, has only magnitude, no direction, no direction. So that is what you can be get from this first property. This information you can get, you can put this one in a note also. You can be put in note that what we have here, charge is a scalar quantity, right? So this is the first property. Next, you can have this charge can be, the charges may be attractive or repulsion based on their nature, right? Based on the nature of the charges, they may be attractive or they may be repulsion. So here I can put the second one. Like charges are repel, unlike charges are attract. You can write here, like charges are repel with each other, and unlike charges are attracts with each other. Right. So this is another observation you can be having. Like you can be see here positive and positive, negative. So here this is a positive, negative. So these are like charges, right? Positive, same, similar or identical are like charges. Negative are also like charges. So these are made repulsion. Between them. Similarly, if you go for these unlike charges, that is a positive and negative, or negative and positive. So what these will be? They will be do the attraction. You can have here attraction. That is, unlike charges are gets attracts and like charges are gets a repulsion. Okay, this is the another observation you can be called as a second property. You can remember, right? And coming to third one. Okay, charge is a conserve. The charge is conserve. Conservation of charge. So charge is neither created nor destroyed. It can be transformed from one object to another object. We can be give the electrons or you can be take the electrons. But electrons we are not creating. We are just make them to transfer from one body to another body so that that objects will become charged. Right? So always charge is conserved. So here charge is conserved. The third property you can write here. Charge is conserved. Charge is conserved. So what it mean? Charge neither created nor destroyed. Charge is neither created nor destroyed. But it can transform. Charge is neither created nor destroyed, but it can transform from one body to another, Okay, this is what it is called, charge is conserved or conservation of charge. The total charge, the universe remains constant. Okay, that you have to remember. That is what it is called as the charge is conserved, right? This is another property of charge. Okay, and now coming to the next one, the another property. So third one we completed, and now we can move on to the one more, that is fourth one. That is very important, that is charge is quantized, quantization of charge. Next one is quantization of charge. Next property you can write or we can discuss. The fourth one, it is a quantization of charge. So quantization of charge. The charge on any object, a charge given to any object, or the charge can exist only integral multiple of small packet of charge. It does not exist any fractions of charges of that integral small packet. Only integral multiple of small packet of charge. That is what is called as a quantization. The elementary charge of an electron is how much it is? 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. Maybe it is a plus or minus. For proton it is plus, for my electron it is a minus. But the value is same, 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Right? So here the quantization of charge states that the charge exists only, the charge on any object can exist only integral multiple of small packet of energy, small packet of charge. That is charge of an electron or proton. That only integral multiple can be exist. That property of charge is called as a quantization of charge. So here the statement for this one is the charge on any object, the charge on any object, the charge on any object is exist only integral multiple of small packet of charge, small packet of charge. So it is nothing but small packet of charge is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Maybe it is a plus or minus, doesn't matter. Small packet of charge, integral multiple of small packet of charge is called quantization of charge. Is called quantization of charge. Quantization of charge. So that is according to this statement, we can be say the charge on any object I am representing as a capital Q, which is given as plus or minus n into q, small q. So n is a integer, q is a small packet of charge. So this much amount of the charge can be exist on any object. It is integral multiple, where what is n? It is a integer, where n is equal to, it is starting from, maybe it is 0. 0 also it can be put. 0 means it has no charge. So that is a neutral body. You can be say it is starting from, generally it is 0, 1, 2. It is an integer, but generally it is small packet of 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And Q is, you can be observed here, it is already plus or minus and taken. Q is here 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. So this equation is what it is called as a quantization of charge, where n is a integer. It does not exist here 1, 2, 3 only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only integers are exist. There is no here 3 by 4 or 5 by 6 or 7 by 3. So that type of fractions does not exist here. Only it is integer, 0 to infinity it can be exist for n value. So of 1 by 2q, 3 by 4q, 7 by 8q, that type of fractions does not exist here. Only this multiples of this charge can be exist on any object. This property is what it is called as a quantization of charge. It is very, very important. Very, very important. What is quantization of charge? What is quantization of charge? Right. So it is these are the properties. Till now, whatever we discuss, these are the properties of charge, right? Properties of charge. So, what we discuss, what is a charge? Definition I given, and what are the types of charges I given. Next, properties of charge I given, right? So now we can move on to the that is the topic of ours, that is current. Okay, so current. Okay, what is current? What is the definition of current? Okay, that we can discuss now. Okay. Now, generally, you can observe the flow or the movement of certain materials or certain objects. Suppose if it is liquid is there, liquid, water or kerosene or petrol, whatever, where to where they will be flow? High level to low level, isn't it? So high level to low level they can flow. Similarly, suppose air can be blows from high pressure to low pressure, isn't it? Similarly, heat can also flow from where to where? Hot body to cold body, isn't it? So these are the some variables: heat energy, or liquids, or maybe pressure. So they can be flow or move from higher to lower. Similarly, there is a flow of charge. There is a flow of charge from higher energy to lower energy. That is called as a high potential to low potential. So what is the potential? We'll discuss. Okay, as of now, I'm not telling. So there is a potential difference is present. That is a high level, low level, how we are calling to flow the liquid. Similarly, to flow the charge can be flow, the charge can be move from where to where? High potential to low potential, high energy to low energy. There is a flow of a charge can be takes place. So what is this high potential? What is the low potential? So we'll discuss afterwards. As of now, the charge can be flow from one place to another place where high potential is exist and low potential is exist. That means there is a potential difference is exist. Then only the charge can be flow between the 2 points. If the 2 points are having the same potentials are there, then there is no flow of charge at all. Suppose you have the any object you take, the temperature on that object is every point, both ends. Suppose you take a wire, that wire will be having the both ends are having same temperature. Is there any flow of heat energy? There is no flow of heat energy. Suppose one end is you are heating, another end is it is cooling, or it is a low temperature. One end is 50 degrees, another end is 30 degrees. Automatically, the heat can be flow from 50 degrees to 30 degrees because there is a temperature difference is there. So whenever we have the temperature difference is there, the heat energy can be flow. Similarly, if the potential difference is there, that is the higher energy, lower energy differences exist, then only the charge can be flow. The charge can be flow. Here, the flow of charge is only we can be called as a current. What is the current? Current is flow of charge or the rate of flow of charge. The rate of flow of charge through a given conductor at a given temperature. Correct? So when you consider that external physical quantities are maintained constant, under that how much amount of the charge can be flow in a given interval of time, we can call it as a current. Right? So what is the current? So here I am giving you the definition of current now. It is a current. So what is the current here? Current is represented by capital I or sometimes capital A also. So what is the definition for this? So current is defined as here the rate of flow of charge. The rate of flow of charge or the amount of charge per unit interval of time. You can also write the amount of charge per unit interval of time. The amount of charge flow per unit time interval, unit time interval, unit time interval is also called as a current. So according to the definition of this, I can write current is represented by I, which is equal to here rate of flow of charge or the amount of charge flow per unit interval of time. So I is equal to, I can write if it is Q by T, that is charge per unit time, or else I also we can write dQ by dt. That means how much amount of the charge can be flow, change in the charge per change in the time interval. So this is what it is called as a instantaneous current. This is called instantaneous current. Instantaneous current. Right. So this is what it can be called as a equation for current. It is a Q by T or maybe it is a dQ by dt. Right. So we can write here as I is equal to Q by T we have. From this you can calculate what is the charge also. Q is equal to, it is IT. Isn't it? So charge can also you can write current into time period. Current into time period. Right. So now I'll give you SI unit of current. SI unit of current is a ampere. SI unit of current is ampere. I'll give you that here itself. So I'll just remove this. So I is equal to, we have here Q by T, and from this I can write SI unit of current. Here I am giving you SI unit of current. SI unit of current is current ampere. It is the name of the scientist. SI unit of current is ampere. Right. And you can say, when you can be say 1 ampere of current can be flow through a given conductor, the amount of the charge is 1 coulomb is flowing per second. So 1 coulomb per 1 second is called 1 ampere. You can call here definition of 1 ampere is, so 1 ampere is equal to, or you can be defined ampere definition, when 1 coulomb of charge is flowing through a conductor in 1 second. When a charge of 1 coulomb, flows through a conductor, in 1 second. 1 second is called 1 ampere. 1 ampere. Right. So now I can write here 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb per 1 second. So this is the equation or the statement of 1 ampere. So what is SI unit of current? SI unit of current is ampere. And what is an ampere? It is the amount of 1 coulomb is flowing through a conductor in 1 second. Then we can say the current flowing through that one is 1 ampere. 1 ampere. Right? So with this we just make it to be conclude today's class. We'll continue in the next video. Right? Okay, see you.